Drop it.
Alright everybody, so today something a little bit different for you. I'm actually going to go over exactly how competitive Call of Duty is played. This particular video is going to be 2 versus 2, and I'm going to show you exactly what the rule sets are and kind of just get the gist of what you're going to actually be seeing in these videos that I'll be posting. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll talk to you at the end. So right here we've got just the actual rule set that is set out by Game Battles to make it as competitive as possible. You have to set up the timings for the different planting and defusing of the bombs, and then the overall round time. My specialist here, which is active camo for this particular round, where I go completely invisible for I think about 5 seconds, and these are the things that we ban and protect this particular gameplay. Here I'm just giving you an idea of what the map looks like. A and B bomb site are highlighted there in blue, and let's go ahead and get into it. Vice versa, when we're on defense, we're of course trying to just stop the other team from planting the bomb at that site. Here in particular, we start off on the defensive side, so I personally go to the right, and then Hellboy, the gentleman that I'm playing with, is going to be going to the left side. These maps tend to be 3 lanes, right, left, and middle. You'll note that when I don't spot anybody here, because I know that the time that it would take for them to get to that spot was already up, I decide to turn around based on the information gathered from Hellboy, and we go ahead and play back on this bomb site here. I do make kind of a bonehead decision here when I get this spot. I notice he's up there. Rather than pushing around for better position, because they haven't put the bomb down or done anything really, there was no reason for me to need to push him in a 2 versus 1 situation like we were just in. Now luckily, Hellboy actually comes through here, clutches up the round, and we take round 1. And if you notice there was a second where you actually got to see the person who killed me's point of view. Now what you can do with that is sometimes at the very end of it, there's about a half a second where you can tell which direction that person may have gone. At that point I would relay that information to my teammate. In the particular position that we were in, it was a little bit hectic, so I didn't have quite enough time to make that good decision. I should have gone a different direction, but nevertheless, we keep pushing, and Hellboy clutched that round for us. So you can see I'm just trying to get a good view. Really, what Search and Destroy boils down to is just trying to get as much information as possible. So my job in particular when we were playing is to get a good view of the middle of the map. It tends to be a 3-lane sort of setup. So there's middle, there's A side, and B side is what we usually call it. I got pretty excited there. You can't see it on my webcam, but I actually caught that guy just out of the corner of my screen. We call that Call of Duty timing, and he's shown up maybe a split second, even just a quarter second. Later I may not have seen him. He could have taken out my teammate and then easily have taken me out as well. Nevertheless, of course, I did spot him, and we keep moving on again. So here we decide to just push a little bit quicker, stick to the bomb site. You can see on my mini-map that in any of these particular rounds, we tend to split ways unless we feel that they're going to be together, then we'll push together at the same time. Once we have one down, we split sides. That way we can do what we call pinching. When it's 2 versus 1, and you have an idea of the position of the enemy, you try and get your teammate to time it out as best as possible. So right here, we get a certain amount of points for defusing the bomb. If you notice on the bottom right, there's a point indicator, and then also 3 abilities that I am gaining points towards per kill, or if you put a bomb down or defuse said bomb. we had a small conversation there of who was closer on their points to getting the streaks that they can use later on in the game. Turned out I was closer, so I took the defuse. Very simple. So when you're up 3-0, you tend to, you know, maybe switch up your play style just ever so slightly. I just started running out there and then had to turn around, come back to where I had originally been. No big deal. I don't believe that they had actually pushed to this bomb site that time, so we were all clear. All set. Got a little spot there. If you could see where that guy was right there, we were still pinching him. Hellboy's running this way. He spots him there. I had also spotted him from the back of the barn. Either way, that guy would have been dead because we had such good timing and we were playing together with great communication. I believe I said it multiple times actually while we were playing that it felt great. The number one thing in Call of Duty, especially when it comes to competitive, is your communication. If that is not on point, then you'll just see a 100% turnaround. You can watch the best players in the game, and though they may do well themselves, if they're not talking, you can see a slump in their team, or vice versa. If their team's not talking, maybe their Slayer isn't doing as well as they should. So again, very simply put, it's just all about gathering information, sharing that information, and then playing off of each other as best as possible. Getting positioning down of the other team is also very important, and learning their play styles, what guns to use, things like that. But really what it boils down to is if you can get as much information as possible and then use that information as effectively as possible and give it to your teammates as well. So this particular game here, just to mention, was one of my favorite competitive matches that I've played of Black Ops 3. This was the first time I believe that I had played twos with Hellboy, my friend Cole, who's also on my competitive team. So what I did right here, you can see there's 25 seconds left on this bomb that he had put down. What I'm doing is called a ninja defuse. As you can see, I get very excited about it. And the reason for that being that when somebody places a bomb down, they tend to stick around that bomb and maybe check it every 5 to 10 seconds or so to make sure that I can't hit that 7.5 second mark to defuse it. I'm gonna be frank with you, I knew I was recording and I just wanted to do something cool for you guys. At any rate though, sometimes that is the strategic play. It is best to actually just get on that bomb as quick as possible and maybe they don't check it and you're all set to go. Now, you can see that it did affect my play a little bit because I got a little bit full of myself there and just kind of ran out real quick. But nonetheless, we were up already 4 rounds. We were playing extremely well, so when you're feeling yourself, you're feeling yourself, right? Oof. You can almost feel that he was just about to turn around right there as well. So I'm gonna let you guys go ahead and watch this very last round. It's pretty exciting. I had a lot of fun. I got to use my dart. I'll let you just listen to our communication. Basically, Hellboy was asking me to not take the last kill, so I just flew opposite route of him. Almost hit him in the face with my dart, so that was a little bit of a concern, but nonetheless I was still alive on the map, so no big deal. I really appreciate you watching. I hope this was as informative as it could be and that you enjoy my future series of competitive Call of Duty. I will have my teammates on as well with their voices being included. The only issue that I find with that is sometimes you know, it gets a little bit heated and The language will be a little bit over the top, but we'll see how we go ahead and post those. Maybe I'll go ahead and just do my own censors or something like that. But again, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. And if you did, please leave a like, and of course subscribe if you haven't already for daily COD videos. And most importantly, of course, remember when you're out there, game battles, pub stomping, wherever you might be, fear the X.
Drop it.